Dear colleagues, guest colleagues, and delegates, I'm very happy and very honored to welcome you at the first session discussion of the side event, Climate Action and Energy Transition in Wartimes and Emergency Situations, under the German-Ukrainian Energy Partnership and International Climate Initiative. And I would like to welcome our honorable high-level political speakers at the stage. Please, I am honored to welcome representative of Ukrainian side, Deputy Minister of Energy of Ukraine, Svetlana Grinchuk. Please, Svetlana. I'm very honored to welcome Gerlin Heckman, Deputy Director General at the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action. Please, Ms. Heckman, the floor is yours. I'm very honored to welcome Joachim Flassbart, State Secretary at the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development. Please, Mr. Flassbart, the floor is yours. I'm very honored to welcome our Ukrainian representative of Ministry of Infrastructure, Dmitry Petrunin, Head of International Energy Efficiency Department. Please, Mr. Petrunin. And I'm very honored to welcome Lionel Rapey, European Investment Bank Director at the Enlargement and Neighborhood Department. Yeah, today you can see we have kind of separation. Yes, maybe we will, if it's okay for you, we will have gender side. Yes, gender balance. And colleagues, I'm so honored to welcome for the keynote speech our Deputy Minister of Energy of Ukraine, Svetlana Grinchuk, for her keynote welcome speech. Please, Ms. Svetlana, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Yulia. Thank you, colleagues, for organizing and join this very important meeting. And first of all, I want to thank to our German partners because for your support, because the German government, German people, you are the biggest donor in our energy support fund, and it's a very really big support for our energy companies. You know that we lost more than 50% of our generation capacities, and we did the biggest repair campaign in our history this summer, and the this fund, energy support fund, and this money give us the opportunity to buy and to produce the special equipment for our energy companies. Also the big support from Germany. It was in kind support, humanitarian aid with additional equipment for our energy companies, for our communities, and also it's not the all support. We feel this support from German side every time during the war, before war, and I hope we established and we will continue our very productive cooperation between our two countries, and under the Energy Ukraine German partnership. And we have a lot of plans for very nearest and long-term future. When Ukraine, I hope, very soon will be part of the European Union, we will do together the big deal, Green Deal, I hope. And thank you very much for your support and for this event. And today I think we will have fruitful discussion how to develop our cooperation, how to improve our cooperation. And thank you very much. I wish you all the very good and fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Svetlana Grinchuk. Yes, for your important remarks on German-Ukrainian Energy Partnership. And I'm very honored to give the floor to Ms. Heckman, Deputy Director General of the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action, for her keynote speech. Please, Ms. Heckman, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues, dear excellencies. I'm really happy and proud to be here at the COP28. I think it's a very, very good occasion to meet all together in this multilateral surrounding. And we really admire your resilience to be here with such a big delegation in these hard times for your country. And be sure, and I say that with really a heartfelt memory, we stand at your side, and we will do that as long as there is a need to do like this. Since today's event is dedicated to climate action and, of course, to energy transition in times of war and emergency, and I think that we will have a good discussion afterwards. In February last year already, we started, quite after the Russian aggression, the energy infrastructure and to support your energy infrastructure because it was terribly destroyed at once. And last year, Germany and other European and international partners stood ready to support Ukraine's energy system, for example, through the Ukraine Energy Support Fund. And be assured that the German federal government will continue strongly to support your country in the energy sector, given winter is starting in Ukraine right now. The Federal Ministry for Economic and Climate Action is preparing another contribution to the fund in amount of nearly 55 million euro for emergency help and for green recovery. Apart from the emergency measures, the Energy Partnership and the International Climate Initiative, IKI, are also continuing their projects. With Just Transition Project, the German government supports in Ukraine with a total approved of a budget of around 280 million euros. A part of the new IKI funding, we aim to engage with Ukrainian partners in accelerating decentralized renewable energy for secure and climate-friendly energy provision for Ukrainian citizens. Doing so, we want to take the long-standing relationship with the European Union Climate Bank, the European Investment Bank, EIB, further and join our forces on a low-carbon, green and resilient Ukraine. And we are happy to announce today that we will add additional 20 million euro to the IKI fund to scale up renewable energy on public buildings together with the EIB's program on Ukraine. It's essential to promote such decentralized renewable energy solutions, we think, in particular in the context of war. And there is not only a pivotal contribution for decarbonization, they will inspire further action, of course, and they add to a more resilient Ukrainian energy system, and they secure energy supply to critical infrastructure. However, the right policy environment is a key to enable and to promote energy transition projects and successful green recovery. Thus, we welcome the reforms in the energy sector from the Ukrainian side, and you have passed already some steps last summer. In this context, I also welcome that in November, the European Commission recommended to start the EU accession process with Ukraine. This will, of course, promote further reforms and contribute to a successful recovery. And this will also be very relevant in order to have a private sector contribution to Ukrainians' reconstruction and recovery process. You know that the federal government continues to support German firms in their engagement in Ukraine. All our instruments for export and investment promotion are open, and there is really interest from the German side to cooperate with the Ukrainian enterprises. All of these are important topics, and I would like to continue to exchange on that, as Germany will be the host of the next Ukrainian Recovery Conference in Berlin in June 2024, and taking this momentum here at COP28 with us to 2024. And let's use the Ukrainian Recovery Conference to discuss really how successful green reconstruction and recovery process can be warranted. So let's consider what has to be improved so that investment conditions in Ukraine attract more investments from abroad. And let's reflect how a Build Back Better can mean for both for climate action and the successful recovery process of the Ukrainian recovery. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hackman, for your important valuable messages and statements. We stay united and preparing all together for upcoming recovery conference and working very efficiently under German-Ukrainian Energy Partnership. Dear colleagues, honorable speakers, I would like to suggest to have a picture till you are all here, because I know about your schedule on very important political meetings. So I would suggest such order. We are taking one picture and then we will continue our discussion. Okay, thank you. So, dear colleagues, we are really very honored that we have State Secretary, Mr. Flasberg of the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development with us today. Thank you for your participation. And I would like to pass the floor to you. We have such a question because we know about your ministry, how really it's supporting Ukraine, how it's supporting Ministry of Infrastructure. And we have today a representative of Ministry of Infrastructure. We are very thankful for continuous support and for important initiatives. But I have such a question to you. In times of war, you know, in Ukraine, we still have ongoing war and energy prices, crisis, inflation. What do you think? What is your vision on renewable energy policy for Germany and outside the Europe? What is their plan in Germany you have?
Let me just say a few words about also the situation in Ukraine as it has different. No, it's a trick. No, there are different layers in the cooperation with Ukraine. Let me start with that before I turn to the European and German perspective, which will be the vision also for Ukraine entering the European market. Luckily, we didn't start with the cooperation with Ukraine with the start of the war, the Russian war. We have a long tradition in cooperation from different ministries, being the Ministry for Energy and Economy and Climate, also absorbing parts of the portfolio that was done by the Ministry for Environment when I was there. And we worked a lot on the energy efficiency side, following the idea of turning subsidies into investments, capitalizing of the savings from efficiency investments. So we were able to build up on these experiences. And now at the moment, it has different layers. And as I'm also the German coordinator at the multi-donor platform, I think it's enormously important that we coordinate with the banks, with other G7 partners, with other donors, to make the best use of out of the available support. And of course, efficiency stays in the focus. And this is also already a bit of to the answer you gave to me, as the efficiency potential in whole Europe, also in our own country, is still enormous. we can do a lot. And of course, when you start to design the reconstruction of Ukraine, it is the chance to work on the efficiency side first. The second one is renewables. As you said, in Germany, we are working hard to reach 80% renewable energy by 2030, which is the basis also for the phase out of coal by 2030. And as you know, we are also out of nuclear meanwhile. So efficiency and renewables are the two key pillars in our countries, and I think it will be the key pillars for Ukraine as well. In the meantime, number one we need to do inside Ukraine is simply, you know it better than me, and that is what we are discussing constantly with your ministry being in the lead for the reconstruction, is fixing what has been destroyed. It's not really reconstructing right now, but you need to do it with a perspective of reconstruction, and that means that the energy system also in Ukraine will be more decentralized. It will be built more on renewables, and in the meantime, it's also part of the resilience strategy. And I just visited Mykolaiv, and the water supply in Mykolaiv has been destroyed. My friends, you know it better than me, with the attacks from the Russians against the water supply more to the east in Cherson. And we were able to provide a desalination facility in Mykolaiv powered by photovoltaic. And I think that is something that is much more difficult to attack in the coming months than having a more centralized infrastructure. So many layers, luckily not starting at zero, and as my dear colleague said, and also building up on the enormous resilience of our Ukrainian friends.
Thank you so much, Mr. Flasberg. That's really very important what you mentioned now. And I have a question to you regarding exactly green projects. And what do you think your ministry exactly, how you can envision the role of green projects in the economic development, is trying to decarbonize energy sector? What is your vision of your ministry in that?
Yeah, it's more about the vision of Ukraine we are supporting. And one thing is clear, Ukraine will enter the European Union, having decided to be the first carbon neutral continent in the world. And everybody who joins needs to play the same game. And that is where our support starts, from the Ministry for Economy, Energy and Climate, from the Ministry for Environment, and also from us. It's a whole of government approach. We are coordinating very well, and all our investments, of course, are going also in the direction of greening the economy. That's regarding the energy system, the mobility system, the industry, but also the enormous potential Ukraine has in the field of agriculture, so primary production.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Flasberg, for your important messages available for our audience, for our delegates and our ministries. And I would like to continue discussion with our German, very important German partners. And I would like to pass the floor to our Mrs. Heckman. Mrs. Heckman, Deputy General Director of the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action. Ms. Heckman, I would like to ask you exactly about German-Ukrainian energy partnership that we are very honored to have with Ministry of Energy of Ukraine and your ministry. And I would like to ask you, it is a unique example how German-Ukrainian energy partnership during the wartime managed to really reformulate activities and manage to support emergency energy needs for the energy sector, and became a very important supporter of the Ministry of Energy of Ukraine in such a tough time. And I would like to ask you how you foreseen this connection between this emergency support from your side to the support for green recovery and reconstruction of Ukraine.
Thank you. First, I would like to mention that it was, of course, for us, that was no question, just to assist and support Ukraine during these war times. And so already right after the aggressive invasion, we started and ask your side, where is the need? What can we do? And we at once organized a donor campaign. And so far, I think we sent more than 3,500 or 400 items and of course, in our energy partnership, first with mentioning the 130 million contribution to the aforementioned energy communities support fund. And I already said there is another 55 million to come. This is one example. And another project we are quite proud of is the co-financing of the World Bank's second power transmission project. The German contribution finances technical assistance, that one part, which is needed to increase the possibility of electricity imports and export to and from Ukraine. And this is one of the steps that we think is quite important to bring Ukraine even closer to the European Union. That may also mention that we managed to adopt our long-standing cooperation in the framework of IKI, I mentioned already, quickly to support the Ukrainian energy system. The Energy Efficiency Fund, which we support together with the European Union, is now also working on energy efficient reconstruction, for example. And we are very happy that IKI will more cooperate with the EIB. And I think this is really a very good. I'm happy that you helped us bringing our cooperation further into the Felicity system. That was one step. And together, I think we combine the force of EIB's financing at large scale programs for public building with the local presence and technical expertise of GIZ, of the German Development Cooperation Agency. We really have a strong integrated approach, I think, from our point or from our perspective between technical and financial cooperation. And that helps us to address, I think, many challenges in the Ukrainian energy system.
Thank you so much. Yes, Ms. Heckman, I managed to take the second microphone. And this example that you mentioned is very important, that initiatives are strongly needed for Ukraine, and Ukraine is very, very successful in implementing that with you together and with the BMZ and International Climate Initiative as well. And I have a question to you regarding exactly concrete examples how we can have successful collaboration and support its impact on advancing renewable-based approaches to energy supply, energy efficiency, and climate action.
As we learned, we have, of course, we have many concrete examples in the transmission systems that we promoted. We tried to assist you with generators and other concrete items. And of course, we are giving your side technical assistance to improve on setting standards in the energy system, on trying to get more energy efficient. These are mainly the focuses we have.
Perfect. And I'm just was thinking that we are trying now on the energy partnership to make a refocus from emergency energy needs, from generators to solar panels, right? To support distributed generation and to have exactly green donation, green energy donation and energy partnership. But that will be the part of our Deputy Minister of Energy of Ukraine that she will tell and announce to us. So thank you so much, Ms. Heckman, for your important valuable messages to our audience. And we are, as I said, stay united and very, very thankful to your ministry and Minister of Energy. And we are working in order to really to have our victory all together and to have our green recovery and reconstruction successful. Thank you so much. Yes. So I would like to continue with our honorable high-level political speaker, Ms. Svetlana Grinchuk, Deputy Minister of Energy of Ukraine. And we are looking forward to really to listen from her side the vision of the Ministry of Energy on the recovery, green reconstruction activities, on the plans of the Ministry of Energy, how to decarbonize energy system and how to make it more resilient and in order to be completely resilient and not vulnerable for attacks of our enemy. What I can say also that we are really very proud of our nation, of our government of Ukraine that really managed to be extremely resilient and our nation that extremely brave, and we are very happy that our international partners are extremely supporting us, significantly supporting us, and we are staying united all together due to such a very important collaborations, but due to also very important and brave, resilient government. So I would like to give the floor to our Deputy Minister of Energy of Ukraine and with her visions on the decentralization and green recovery processes in the Ministry of Energy of Ukraine. Please,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Svetlana.
Thank you, Yulia. That's true that it's not easy to be a country in war. And the first few weeks, it was very unclear period. We didn't understand what we need to do in few next hours. But now we understand what we need to do. First of all, we need to win, but we can't wait for this date when we will over the war. We need to start today. We started yesterday. I hope we started yesterday to start to build, to rebuild our economy, especially our energy system, on a green, sustainable, transparent way. And what we did during this period after the Russians invasion, yes, we had a lot of damages. We lost really a lot, but we understand that we have just one way for our future. It's way to rebuild, to develop our country, and to do this on the, as I said, on the green and sustainable way. And during this year, in April 2023, we adopted our energy strategy till 2050, long-term strategy, and we see that our future is low carbon energy, and together with European countries, European continent, we want to achieve the climate neutrality till 2050, especially for the energy sector. And we want to finish the coal phase out till 2035. And I'm very proud that we have very good very good project with a very good progress under our energy German-Ukraine energy partnership. We started this project, Just Transition project for coal regions before the Russian invasion, but we are continue to working on this field. Yes, during the Russians attack, a lot of coal mines were destroyed on not very just way. It was not just transition. They did a lot of damages with these attacks for the all regions because it was a significant environmental impact after this attack when the mines were destroyed and they still during the long period without electricity, and we had this mini ecology catastrophe around this coal mines, and we need to think that in the future after the war we need to recover these territories after the war damages. Another very important topic of our partnership is the improving and increasing the green renewable energy, and we also together did a lot in this area. We adopted the framework, very important law this summer about the green transition, and we want to implement the European practices and principles and norms in our legislation, and we want to implement the auctions for new capacities of renewables, and also guarantee of origins for neighbors. Very loud. And I hope we will finalize the secondary legislation, and we will start very soon with this new market competitive mechanism. I hope next year we will implement totally these new instruments, and it will significantly increase the renewables energy in Ukraine. And for our investors, internal and our partners international, it will be also very interesting to participate in this market. And also what I want to say is that we're trying to support our public and private business in this area. And for example, yesterday, our biggest private company, energy company, signed the memorandum with Danish companies to continue the building the second stage of wind station in Mykolaiv region, and it's very symbolic that during the war we continue to install the new renewables capacity, big renewables capacity, and also together with our partners and also with Germany, we started the project for decentralizing and renewable energy. And during the last few months, we established a new project with for installing the solar panels for social buildings like hospitals and etc. And it will also help us to still alive during this winter. We have a lot of initiatives, legislative initiatives, pilot projects together with our partners, international and internal. And I think we will demonstrate the concrete examples, concrete results in Berlin in the summer of next year in the conference, Ukraine Rebuild Conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Svetlana, for your insight from the Minister of Energy of Ukraine. Thank you, Mr. Flasberg, for your participation. I think it is really so important and so impressive how Minister of Energy managed to of the emergency situation and really working hard on the new legislation base, supporting business, supporting investment attraction, and really working on recovery and reconstruction activities. And yesterday we heard from the Minister of Energy of Ukraine, German Galushenko, a very important message. He said that green recovery is a key for energy security. And I would say that is very important message that we need to point as a number one for us all. So our green recovery in Ukraine will lead for energy security for the whole European continent. So I would like to have a question to Svetlana, in such respect. So green recovery, that's understandable that you are moving forward to decentralized energy system in order it to be less vulnerable to enemy attacks, in order to be completely fossil fuel neutral. And what is your vision regarding the decentralized renewable energy solutions? What you foresee now for Ukraine, the best option that could be implemented right now in order to really implement recovery and reconstruction efforts, and how our partnership, German-Ukrainian Energy Partnership, can support ministry within your important activities.
Yeah, thank you, Yulia. I told a few words about the our two directions of our partnership. It's coal phase out and renewables energy, but we have in other areas for cooperation. It's hydrogen and for example, okay, thank you. We drafted together with our partners, with German side, we drafted the hydrogen strategy, but it was before the war, and now we understand that we need to update these documents, update these plans and activities, and we already doing this, and I hope that by the end of this year we will present the updated draft of hydrogen strategy. And I think that under our partnership we need to develop the concrete action plan, how to implement this hydrogen. Germany, you have also a lot of plans how to develop the hydrogen economy in Europe, and I think we would be very good partners in this area. And also during this war, Ukraine established the additional biomethane plant. It's also very good signal, and that we continue working, continue developing our energy sector, our agriculture sector, our economy, and we have a lot of plans how to develop we have a lot of potentials for biomethane, and we think and we discuss with our international partners, with our neighbors, that we need to continue this cooperation between us and this area on biomethane and biogases. And you know that we signed the memorandum of biogases between Ukraine and the European Commission, and yesterday we just discussed with Commissioner Shevchevich that we need to finalize our roadmap how to implement this memorandum. We have a lot of concrete projects and plan how to develop, how to achieve the good level of cooperation in this area too. And also about we want to implement the main sense of European policy that energy efficiency need to be first. We need to think how to save the energy, and it will help us to reduce the emissions, to reduce the consumptions, and it will be significant support for energy security especially. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Grinchuk. That was very important messages from the Ministry of Energy side. And I would like to go for the Ministry of Infrastructure of Ukraine. We're very happy to welcome Dmitry Petrunin, Head of Energy Efficiency Department of the Ministry of Infrastructure. And actually, I'm very excited to hear from you. I know that you brought something very important and special for this event, some announcement. Taking into account this, I would like to ask you, what is your opinion, how the cooperation on the International Climate Initiative can contribute the recovery and reconstruction of Ukraine? What is also, what is your vision, what is the vision of your ministry on the commitments that Ukraine took, yes, before the war, and how it could be envisaged to continue to contribute to the commitments that Ukraine took, and how decarbonization and decentralization of energy system could benefit in this regard?
Hello, dear colleagues. My English is not perfect, but Maxim Vereshchak support me for translation to you. Thank you. Відповідаючи на ваше запитання, Юлія, на жаль, я хочу відмітити, що неспровоковане вторгнення Російської Федерації на територію України розкрило наші слабкі місця. Перше, військові дії проводяться на лінії зіткнення, а друга війна ведеться на енергетичному фронті.
Answering to your question, Yulia, Dmytro would like to mention that the war actually opened weak points that Ukraine have, and actually now we have two fronts, let's say. First, the direct front where Ukrainian soldiers protect Ukraine, and second, energy front.
Росія щодня намагається знищити велику електричну генерацію нашої країни, і тому саме будівництво мереж розподіленої генерації, можливо, мало бути добрим прикладом для того, як можна зберегти і автономізувати енергопостачання критично важливих об'єктів.
Russia attacks Ukrainian energy system every day, trying to destroy it, but decentralized energy could be like the answer or some measures to mitigate this action from Russia, and actually the way to improve and ensure reliable energy supply in Ukraine.
Крім того, будівництво об'єктів розподіленої генерації має змогу збалансувати систему для будівництва та використання сонячної генерації та вітрової генерації.
Moreover, construction of decentralized energy generation objects could contribute to the balancing of Ukrainian energy system.
В свою чергу, забезпечення такими альтернативними джерелами енергії дозволило нам, Україні, зробити більш автономними споживання та енергозабезпечення критично важливих об'єктів, а також, в свою чергу, знизити рівень емісії СО2.
Development of the decentralized energy generation allowed us to build more resilient system, but also contribute to the other commitments and reduce CO2 emission from energy sector.
Тому ми вбачаємо, що запровадження розподіленої генерації в комплексі з зеленою генерацією має забезпечити внесок України в кліматичну нейтральність і відповідає загальносвітовим тенденціям.
So having developing decentralized energy also is one of the way to contribute to the Ukrainian commitments to reduce CO2 emission. That's it.
Thank you so much, Dmitry. That is really an important step forward. And yes, we have some challenges, we know, but we do hope that we will manage to really overcome and to come to the really our main goal to victory, and of course decentralization, and to manage to really meet our commitments. And what is the question? I would like to ask you again about the important announcement and about the cooperation with International Climate Initiative. What do you foresee and how it really can contribute to the recovery and green reconstruction of Ukraine?
Thank you. It's a very difficult question. Thank you, Максим. На сьогодні хочу повідомити, що у співпраці з нашими партнерами з Європейського інвестиційного банку, а також за підтримки Європейської комісії, в Україні реалізується дуже потужна кредитна програма, спрямована на підвищення енергетичної ефективності громадських будівель в Україні.
As of today, in the close cooperation with the European Investment Bank and with the valuable support by the European Union, energy efficiency public building program is ongoing, which is aimed to reduce and to improve energy efficiency in public building sector in Ukraine.
Програма також підтримується фондом багатьох донорів E5P, а також фондом Європейського Союзу NIP.
The program is also supported by multi-donor fund E5P and European funded fund NIP.
І реалізується ця програма у співпраці між Міністерством інфраструктури, Міністерством фінансів України, безпосередньо Європейським інвестиційним банком, нашими надійними партнерами, і експертна підтримка надається від команди технічної підтримки NTU, угоди мерів, і також експертної підтримки проекту представництва ООН в Україні.
Among the partners of this program are European Investment Bank, two Ukrainian ministries, the Ministry of Territories, Communities and Infrastructure Development and the Ministry of Finance, but also among the partners are a technical assistance team presented by NTU company, and two other program partners are Covenant of Mayors Initiative and UNDP in Ukraine.
Загальна вартість проекту складає 300 мільйонів євро. І крім того, від фондів багатьох донорів E5P і фонду Європейського Союзу NIP виділено ще додатково 2 мільйони і розглядається додавання ще 5 мільйонів євро.
The overall budget of the program is 300 million from the European Investment Bank as alone, but also partner contributed to the overall budget through grant schemes. And so today, Dmytro mentioned 2 million, which exist, but also 5 more million euros, which will be contributed to the program.
І за рахунок цих коштів ми плануємо здійснити термомодернізацію та підвищити енергоефективні властивості щонайменше 700 будівель соціальної інфраструктури. Зокрема, мова йде про дитячі садки, школи та лікарняні заклади.
Within the project, it is planned to thermally refurbished and modernize 700 municipal buildings, meaning kindergarten, schools, hospitals.
При цьому ми плануємо отримати ефект щонайменше на 40% знизити енерговитрати на отримання цих об'єктів.
And as a result, it is planned to reduce energy consumption in these buildings at least for 30%.
Ця програма передбачає також застосування систем генерації з відновлювальних джерел енергії, таких як сонце, а також використання біомаси.
This program biomass energy.
Але враховуючи високу вартість таких елементів, ми розуміємо, що нам потрібно шукати нові додаткові джерела, які б допомогли б зробити більш ефективним та підвищити рівень автономності будівель, в яких постійно знаходяться люди. Це в першу чергу лікарні та дитячі садочки.
However, considering the price for such technologies, which are quite expensive, ministry decided to look into maybe other sources to cover cost for these actions.
І я маю честь бути присутнім сьогодні тут на представленні нового компоненту програми в співпраці. Я сподіваюся, більш детально про цей компонент розкаже наступний спікер.
And Dmytro is very pleased to be present during this potential announcement of the new program, which is to be done by next speaker.
І я
Perfect. Yeah,
Я впевнений, да. Я
it's okay. We are run out of time, and yes,
окей.
if possible, yeah. Final remarks, please, Dmitry, from your
Я
side.
впевнений, що спільними зусиллями ми зробимо Україну більш наближеною до європейської спільноти.
And Dmytro absolutely sure that together we will proceed Ukrainian way to the Europe.
Perfect. Thank you, Dmytro, for your very important messages. And I am extremely excited to give the floor to Lionel Rapey, EIB Director of the Enlargement and Neighborhood Department, for very important announcement. And my question will be after your announcement. Please, Mr. Rapey, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here, and indeed very proud to have this announcement today of this new program supported by the IKI initiative. Let me first start by saying, and maybe you should invite our neighbors to come and listen to this great lesson of Ukraine, great lesson of determination, resilience to cope with these extreme situations on the energy system. So to keep the light on, to keep the apartment warm, but at the same time to have really this strategic approach, as explained by the Deputy Minister, to consider long-term planning and reforms which will bring Ukraine to the EU. Our President, Werner Hoyer, visited Kiev last week, met with President Zelensky, and really had the opportunity to indicate the unwavering support of the Bank of the EU with the EIB. So very proud actually that we supported Ukraine on this resilience efforts, and we committed over the past couple of years 2.2 billion euros, and a significant part was for the energy system. This morning I was here in this pavilion and had the chance to participate to the preview of the National Energy and Climate Plan of Ukraine. We had lots of graphs on this screen, and basically there were three things. One was to increase the renewable energy share in the energy mix, very clear. Second, this was to decarbonize the economy, and a big potential is definitely in energy efficiency in buildings. And third, last but not least, the security and resilience of the system. And the program we are launching today, so the Renewable Energy Solution Program, is exactly about these objectives. So first, the idea is to support energy efficiency measures in buildings, public buildings. So doing structural repairs, repairing war damages, And obviously, this will bring down the energy consumption. And actually, I will be more ambitious than what my colleague from the ministry indicated. I think energy audits shows that very often you can achieve 40, 50% of energy savings in those buildings. But the idea of the program is to add renewable energy components on these buildings. So this means essentially solar, PV or thermal solar, to integrate storage, to store production of capacity so that the buildings can run even in terms of, in case of disruption in the system. We will have potential geothermal solutions, as well as biomass, which in Ukraine is certainly a great source of energy. So this is the first aspect. With the German government. So 20 million euro will be funded through the International Climate Initiative, mixing investment grants. And this is really important to ensure the debt sustainability of Ukraine to come with this grant element to enable this kind of investment. But there will also be technical assistance, advisory support to help the municipalities to roll out this program. And here GIZ, with whom we have a very strong partnership, will roll out the program. And the third aspect is that it builds on programs rolled out by the EIB to basically support renovation of public buildings. So it was mentioned, we have a 300 million euro program for energy efficiency measure in public buildings. Our board just approved 250 million euro for a recovery program. And the idea is that we target basically the assets, the buildings which are prioritized by the municipalities, by the government. So essentially hospitals and schools to a very large extent. And the program is up and running. So it's not like we are putting in place something which will take years to be rolled out. We can have a very effective rollout in the coming months and I would say a couple of years. So we are very proud to support this project. And we look forward to supporting the green recovery of Ukraine and its EU accession.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Rapai. That is indeed very, very important for us. And thank you so much for your support, such important initiative. And my question is to you exactly what and my final question would be actually really very impressed of the announcement that you did, of the description of the initiative. And the question is, what do you think, how exactly this program can contribute to Ukraine's green recovery and reconstruction? And is it possible within such initiatives to support our commitments to climate neutrality?
Thank you for this question. Well, I think it addresses a number of the elements which are part of the energy and climate plan of Ukraine. So I think by all means, we shall try to scale up, extend this program to the extent possible. Definitely, I think, first of all, there is a great commitment from all the partners, from the Ministry of Energy, the Ministry of Restoration, the German government, EIB, which is certainly key. A very important aspect is that we are talking about decentralized investment. So here, the role of municipalities, local stakeholders is essential. And often we tend to focus on national projects, large-scale projects, but here we are talking about scattered investments throughout the country. So we need to have, let's say, a very strong work with the municipalities. And here, the work done by Ukraine on decentralization obviously is an important asset. And the last point is important of providing advisory support, technical assistance to accompany the different partners, players to adopt these technologies and to basically take the benefits of this program. So here the work with GIZ funded by the German government is very important. As EIB, we launch an initiative, EU for Ukraine, with 100 million euro of technical assistance. And obviously, this can really help to scale up this program.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rapai. Applause, please. And I would like to actually to close our first political high-level session with really very important messages. So thanks so much government officials for their resilience, for their really patience. You are really great, and please stay strong as you do it now. Thanks so much to our international partners, to the ministries, BMWK, BMZ, to the European Investment Bank for your support, for supporting Ukraine, for staying with us. And we are really strong because we are all united and staying together, and we will win together. Thank you so much.